See, things have come to head, time out for scare you, scary route today. And follow us down Courage Lane, they cages in, break down the gates. We want all the smoke, like we chiefin' on a pound a day, but not talking intoxicating rage. Not this is far more tragic than what's comprehended. This has got to stop. I don't understand everything as a man. I'm authorized by God to make this petition. Believe it, especially when you hate and aim to kill a man.
All right, let's give it a good clap. Let's get it cracking. We're back in the building. TOTB, the dopest. Oh my God, Happy New Year. Oh, everybody that's out there, wherever you're checking us out at. If you are live, welcome back to the dopest podcast show, man, TOTB. Man, it feels so good to be back in the building. Be sure you go subscribe. TOTB_show on YouTube. TOTB the dopest on IG and Facebook. TikTok, TOTB 2020. Look, man, we are taking over all over. So many episodes. We are so glad that you guys are still with us, that everybody is safe. And of course, y'all know how we're going to do it. We got the latest and the greatest information. Where else you going to come, man? But right here, we have the honor to have an amazing guest. Man, we're going to get to her in a minute. But let's get to the thinkers of TOTB. Moolah Monster, man. Yes. What's up, man? Where can they find you?
Man, I don't know where y'all can find me at. No, but Happy New Year, man. It's been a good minute. We've been gone for a while.
Yeah.
About a month or two or whatever, you know. But it's good to be home. It's good to be back. You know, find me at Moolah Monster Collections on Instagram. Check us out.
There it is. We'll get to our guest in a second. But right next to her, gospel artist, Pastor Holy Grind. What's up, bro? Where can they find you?
Blessings, great people. You can find me at Holy Grind on IG, Facebook, and of course, TOTB_show on YouTube, and also NDTV.
Of course.
Man, getting tuned, staying tuned. Blessings.
Indeed. Of course, Reggie Moving Forward. Just call me RMF. Reggie Moving Forward on Facebook, IG, anywhere. The Voice of Vibes on the Nightcap Radio Show on Tuesday nights. And of course, with that, we are
thinking outside the box.
So glad to be back, 2025, man. Happy New Year once again. Be sure you go like, share, subscribe right now, whatever you're doing, whatever time you're checking out the show. It's about to be a good one. You know, when we have these shows, we always honored to have, you know, amazing guests. Shout out to all the guests we had in 2024, festivals, artists. I mean, we're honored just to be able to share the stage with some amazing talent. It's only fitting to kick off the year with an artist. I mean, she got many hats. She I'm a producer. She plays instruments. Mom, husband. I must call her husband.
Wife. Yes.
But no, ladies and gentlemen, we are honored to have Miss Dominique Johnson in the building.
Yes.
Man, it is such an honor for you to be here. Thank you. Where can the people find you at?
You can find me at Dominique Johnson on Facebook. You can also find me at Dominique Johnson Music on Instagram. Dominique Johnson on TikTok. Dominique Johnson on YouTube. Google me.
There it is. There it is. Hashtag Google me. I like that. From a person from afar who just checks you out in your music and everything that you do, I'm in awe. You know, you are a very, very talented artist. Produce everything that you do, and I'm looking forward just to hearing your story more, because I'm sure everybody has a journey, but for you to be on this platform, just your family now. So thank you for being here.
I appreciate you guys having me.
Definitely,
thank you.
Grind, what you got for us?
Man, well, I mean, we want to dive into this conversation today. We was talking, let me put it this way. We was talking beforehand, and one of the things that I wanted to talk about was this production, like being a producer. You know, a lot of people have it misconstrued to actually what a producer is, and a lot of people, they just think that it's just simply most of the time they say producer, they think, you just make beats and then that's it. But that's so how can I say, is it vague? Shallow. There you go. That's the one. It's so shallow, and it takes away from actually the talent and the gifts that God has placed in you to and when in regards to entertainment, especially when it comes to music, you know, even though it produces outside of music, but especially when it comes to music, because it limits you, you know, to actually it doesn't do any justice to the individual that's putting forth the effort to be a producer.
Right. Yeah.
So if you could share some light on that, like what is it? What is being a producer?
being a producer is producing a product. You know what I mean? And that consists of, like you said, is more than just making a beat. Sometimes producing means, like, if a client comes to me, I've gotten a voice tag from their phone of them singing. And they'll tell me, look, I can't sing. I don't know what I'm doing, but this is what I'm hearing. So it means me taking the most worst recording of somebody who can't sing. It's me listening to that. It's me trying to process it and decode it and figure out, okay, is this the melody they going for? So it's creating melodies for lyrics that don't have a tune. You know, it's also, it could be making beats. It could be laying piano tracks, strings. You know, that's colors. You know, it could be doing organ. It could be setting up a session to record your vocals. It could be sending the track out to get mixed, mastered. It could also be getting it registered properly, so it got serial numbers. You know, it can be tracked. It could be, you know, loading it up to different digital platforms for you. I mean, it's such a vast thing, depending on what you include in your package. It could be getting your album art together for you. I mean, when you produce, you're producing a product. You know, it's just not one particular thing. You know. So
I'm glad that you broke it down like that, because now maybe it's easier for people to understand that it is a lot of producers that's out here. They think they just behind the scenes and really doing nothing. But it's a lot that's put into it, and they deserve that bag that they get behind it as well.
Absolutely. You come to somebody and say, can you produce my song for $500? How? A proper mix and master might cost $1,000. If you want, you know, quality work, you know, and then don't be asking me you want a bass player, you want a guitar player. Well, I got to contract those people out and I got to pay them. You know, so it's a lot that entails.
So let me ask you this, because you ain't got this problem though, right? Because I done heard you. Very talented, man. What's the IG? Tell them where they find you.
Dominique Johnson, just my name, Dominique Johnson Music on Instagram.
Y'all go check out her Instagram. When I tell you, man, you're gonna see some amazing work. You're gonna see some amazing work. Now, you ain't got this problem, but you said that sometimes there's some people writing in or calling and asking you, you help them, whether it's putting together a melody or something like that. Have you ever had somebody who could not sing that you wanted to work with, or it just didn't sound as great, or whatever maybe that you had to help put them together to produce something that actually came out to be something decent?
I ain't gonna lie, yes.
Okay.
I'm not even gonna lie, absolutely. Because I've gotten some stuff and the people be like, well, money ain't even a problem. And I'm like, well, I've gotten some stuff where I felt bad getting paid for it. And I would try to talk to them like, you know, maybe this ain't necessarily your calling, you know, because I don't want to take nobody's money. That's just like my piano students. When we get to year 3 and you don't even make no progress, it's kind of like, I feel like I'm robbing you at this point. So, but yeah, I have gotten some stuff, and it actually turned out to be amazing.
So y'all caught that, right? So you just opened up another one. So you teach piano lessons too.
I do virtual piano lessons.
Wow.
I stopped doing it in person after the pandemic hit.
Okay.
It just made more sense. When I discovered I could sit at home, not burn any gas, not catch no germs, no flus. I ain't got to be in nobody's face. So yeah, it's a lucrative thing for me. I'm able to have students all around the world.
When did you start playing piano?
When I was 4 years old.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, when I was 4 years old.
At that first look, Casio?
Yep, absolutely. Parents definitely wasn't buying nothing more than that. It was definitely Casio. And I started playing. My mom taught me my first song. And she taught me how to play Lean on Me. She does not play piano.
Oh, wow.
And I ran with it. And
the rest
is history. Yeah.
You know, everybody has like a journey, you know, and where they got started and what made them get started. Do you have like any like musical influences like growing up that made you really want to get into the?
You know, my main musical influences is not people that you gonna know when I name their names, because you know, as a kid, you know, typically our heroes are the people we see every day.
Right.
You know, and so my musical heroes was, you know, guys that stopped by my church and just showed me a chord here or there, you know, guys who are unsung heroes in my eyes, you know, John Jeffries or Leonard Maddox. I mean, you know, and I could name so many that you guys wouldn't even know who they are. I mean, of course, we got the Corey Henrys of the world and, you know, people who are famous and well known. But the ones that really helped cultivate my gift, I didn't start watching those guys until I got older, and YouTube became a thing. You know, but you know, I'm not an old woman, but when I was a kid, my access to the internet was limited. I mean, because you had to be grown at my house to touch to get that little AOL, and like we couldn't get on the internet, and so I had to literally learn from who I could put my hands on.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah.
That's what's interesting about that. Now I feel old because I remember all that stuff now. But when you get started and stuff like that, everybody has a journey, like I said. But some people stop. Some people don't have the longevity piece in, and they kind of give up and start something else.
Yeah.
What makes you just stick with it and just not give up?
Well, when God calls you to do something, there's no flexibility in the call.
Come on, man.
And so there is no life outside of what God calls you to do. And I think when you realize that, then you kind of figure out it's only one way. You ever been down a one-way street, like that street right there? It's no other way to go. And if you go another way, what happens? You get into an accident on a one-way. So this was like a one-way street for me. There was no flexibility in the call. There was no life outside of this call, because I'm just not a musician. I'm more so like a musical evangelist. My goal is that people will be saved because of my music. I don't really care if you dance. I don't even care if you bob your head. I just want you to get saved from what I do.
Indeed.
I tell y'all, we have some dope people in Chicago. We got some of the dopest, I like that,
Yeah. Mula, what else you got for him?
I want to talk about, you was on tour with Solange Knowles.
Man, you speaking it into existence. I wasn't quite on tour. Solange, if you watching this, get that in your spirit.
Hey, get that in your spirit.
Nah, I wasn't quite on tour. She actually found me and had been watching me, she said, for over a year. And you never know who is watching you. Believe it or not, I believe she told me, and I hope I get this right, that during the pandemic, her roommate was my piano student, and I had no clue. I was just, you never know who you are connected to. That's why you always got to watch what you do, what you say, how you move, and how you treat people, And so, she had been watching me, and she found me online, and she literally started having her team reach out to me through email. I'm terrible with email. Terrible. I mean, they must have emailed me probably 3 or 4 times throughout a several month period, and I didn't even know it. And
you're not alone. Don't feel so.
Man, I'm terrible. And what got my attention? They sent me a message on Instagram, and I checked it, and they like, we've been emailing you for months. I know they like, man, who don't respond to something from Solange? Somebody who don't check the email. And so they found me, and then it was just history. She invited me to come be on her Glory to Glory show. I believe that's what it was called, in LA at Walt Disney Concert Hall. And believe it or not, I didn't have to go there and play secular music. They invited me to come play gospel. So I was literally in the middle of the stage at Disney Concert Hall playing hymns on a Hammond B3 organ in front of thousands of people, sold out show. And then I was the first Black woman to play the pipe organ at Disney Hall.
Look at that.
First Black woman.
Yeah.
So that was pretty cool.
So and going back to what you said, like about the emails, people don't understand, because you got life outside of just music
for
as
sure.
well. So how do you juggle it? How do you juggle being being a producer, a musical evangelist, a mother, a wife?
Yeah.
Like how do you juggle it?
I don't even know if I got it mastered yet. I think I do a pretty good job. I still got my husband and my kids. They got no choice. But I do music full time, and so it's definitely a matter of setting boundaries.
Yeah.
My husband is first after God, then my children. So for me, it's God, family, career. And so if I fall short, I'd rather fall short on my career. I don't want to fall short on God. I don't want to fall short on my husband, my children. And so my music is the main thing when it comes to my career, but it's not the main thing that I care about when it comes to my lifestyle. Because I have friends who, they have majored in music and that's all they care about. And when they come home, they don't have a husband. They ain't got no kids there, because that's all they care about. But they didn't balance it out. And so I think I spread my time out pretty good.
We was just talking about me and Reg. We was just talking about this about couples who are supportive with each other. You know, like it lasts longer and not just a relationship, like even your income. And, you know, if you have that supportive partner, that is really that's gold.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, this is, and I ain't got no secrets. They say secrets make you sick. So I ain't got no secrets up here. I've been married before. And when you're married to someone who doesn't support what you do, it has a negative effect on, how you flourish, And so my husband, he does support me 100%. He's not a man where I got to dim my light to make him feel bright. He just put on his best pair of sunglasses and let me shine. You know what I mean? And so I could appreciate that because I haven't always had that. Sometimes I've had the husband that was jealous of me. I've been in those predicaments where I had to dim my light so that they could feel bright.
That don't feel good.
No.
See, this is how you start off the year with this right here. I'm telling y'all, for all y'all women out there that like to bash me and talk about me, for wanting y'all to be loyal and be faithful to somebody. To all my guys, I'm out here telling y'all, this y'all hope right here. I want y'all to see this now. It ain't just me saying it. You got a woman up here that's telling you that there's some out here. It's a few out here.
It may be one left because I got
I'm about to say, wait, I don't think they're in Chicago now.
So it get hope to my brothers, you know what I'm saying, down and they find somebody that's gonna support them in that way and in that fashion, you know what I mean? They can look towards getting married. Yeah, I'm trying to sway y'all. I'm trying to sway y'all.
And salute to them. Shout out to your husband. Shout out.
Shout out to the husband.
Because we don't get the acknowledgement, you know what I'm saying, as we supposed to. So yeah, when you supportive with your partner and you 100% with her, man, raise him and her up.
Yeah.
You know?
For real.
Yeah.
I'm gonna shout him out. I'm looking at him right now.
There we go.
That part. We love it, man. Look, we are back here at TOT, kicking off the year the right way. Got an amazing guest, man. I feel good listening to your story, even with your husband, because you do give hope for men that be like, man, where they at? You know what I'm saying?
It's a few of them.
But
I mean, it ain't you ain't gonna find me.
Oh, well, that is.
But you might get close.
There's hope out there. Yeah. So what we're gonna do is, I'm glad we started off the show with some good light, because now here comes some crazy stuff. Okay. Towards the end of the show, we gonna let Grind do his thing, do a shout out to the plug. But I really want to get into this bag. So what happens is, it's our people, our followers, wherever they're in the world, they send us letters, right? And email, and basically just want our advice on this situation, right? It's called What's in That Bag. So what it is, we get the email, I'll read it. If you have something to say or some advice for the people, because I guarantee they see it when we post it, give them some advice. But if not, you ain't got to get in that bag.
Okay.
Mind you, he's going to say something you probably going to want to, not agree with, but that's what he, that's what he do. Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. So we're going to get into it. You guys ready?
Let's go.
Grind, are you ready to get into this? Grind always had those opinions that I'd be like, oh, okay, y'all got to get off my man now,
I'm used to it.
All right, let's get into it. You guys ready? All right, here we go. Hello, sir and gentlemen of TOTB. A friend of mine said it was okay to inbox my questions, so I'll make it as brief as possible. My boyfriend was over my house last week, and we was chilling, and he said he was about to go to the store to buy a pack of squares. First of all, clearly they're from Chicago, okay? If you're not from Chicago, a pack of squares means cigarettes, just so y'all know that, all right? Okay, let's get back to the letter. Well, literally, as he went downstairs, I realized he left his phone. I didn't make a big deal out of it, but I heard him running back up the stairs, trying to get back in the door. As he was trying to bam on the door, his phone was ringing, and I picked it up. It was a picture of a raggedy-looking girl with an emoji over her face. I let him in the house, gave him the phone, and told him to answer it in front of me. He made a big deal out of it, but then admitted it was a girl he was talking to who he had not had sex with. After doing some digging, I found out not only is this girl raggedy, but she has multiple kids and has nothing really going for herself. I know at least 3 other women that went through something like this. So my question is, why do a lot of men choose to mess up a good situation with the woman who's independent, successful, loyal, faithful, for a woman who is the complete opposite and not an upgrade from the person that they currently have? Okay, so, sheesh, a lot of that. All right, so basically, young lady had a boyfriend over. He went downstairs to get some squares, right? Left his phone. Immediately, he went back upstairs like, oh my God, I left my phone up there. As soon as he was knocking on the door to get back in the house, his phone was ringing. There was a young lady on the phone. His girlfriend was like, answer the phone in front of me. He didn't want to do that. Caused a big stir. But then she did some digging and found out that the girl, got a lot of stuff that's not going in her way, got a lot of kids, probably don't got a job, et cetera, et cetera. And now she's wondering, why do men who do have great women at home, successful, loyal, faithful, why do they mess that up with someone who is not an upgrade over what they got at home? I'm really curious to hear you guys' opinion on this. We're going to get to the thinkers, of course, but we got to get to our guests first. Why do you think that is?
I'm going to take an approach that y'all probably going to be shocked I'm finna take.
Okay.
She might be, you said she could be a lawyer, successful.
Mm-hmm.
Well, she probably talked too much.
Ooh.
I'm going to be honest with you.
Sheesh. Ooh.
Men don't want to, I don't care how successful you are as a woman. Number one, he's still the leader of that household. And sometimes women take success as I'm the leader.
Ooh.
No, I'm successful, but at my house, my husband is still the leader. Okay? And it doesn't take away from my success or from me being a boss, because I still think I'm a boss. But at home, he leads the house. That's what I signed up for. I didn't say he was, my dictator, or he got to tell me when I can and cannot.
Right.
But at the same time, sometimes women that are successful, they don't know how to have a man. Ooh. Because they don't know how to still respect a man that may not make the money they make, or they just talk too much. And so perhaps this raggedy woman, she shuts up and she cooks and maybe she cleans the house up or whatever the case may be, and I know women probably like, wow, why would she come in from that perspective? Because it's the truth. I don't care how much money you make as a woman, a man desires peace.
Oh.
Come on.
I thought that would have came from him. Okay.
I like that.
It's the truth. I'm just a realist. And so perhaps that's why men flock to women that maybe you may say they uglier than me, or they ain't got the body I got. Maybe she provides peace for him.
Peace.
Nothing like a piece of
I
mind.
like that. Peace.
Nothing like having peace.
But then the flip side of that is I gotta attack it as a woman, because I'm a woman as well. So maybe perhaps some men can't handle the fact that you're so successful and that, I can't treat you any kind of way. Because some men, when you're dealing with a narcissist or men who I don't want to say the wrong thing because I'm in a room full of men. But
say it.
But I think the reality of it is sometimes men have to get somebody who they feel like is less than them. Because some men can't handle a woman being more successful than them, or a woman who don't need them.
True. That's true.
Dropping gems.
So.
Okay. Definitely didn't think that would come. No, I agree. Moolah.
I agree with that.
What you got?
Well, it was 2 things in the letter that got me.
Yep.
She said raggedy twice. She said raggedy twice. And to me, that means she had a big butt. I'll tell you what. let me tell you.
Hold on. That be the picture she was looking at. The girl had a big butt.
She had a big butt.
I thought it was only the...
Okay.
Yeah. Listen. The face was covered up with the
emoji.
Was.
The face over emoji.
She had a big butt, right? Her husband, her boyfriend, whatever, he couldn't let that pass. He couldn't let it pass. I don't believe he had sex. I believe telling the truth, but I do believe that a lot of women like to trash other women, you know, just because they men are attracted to that.
Okay.
And let me tell you, women, you don't have to have 6 figures in order for a person to bust you down. Sorry. You know what I'm saying? Certain men don't sex up. Sometimes we sex down. It just you know what I'm saying? We don't care about your job. Mm-hmm. We don't care, like she was saying, we don't care how successful you are. You got a big butt. It's nice shape. It's very, you know, it's there. It's right, you know. And certain men who have that eye of the tiger, that's what I call it. It's the eye of the tiger. We can't let it pass us. You know, because you have leg men, you have chest men. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm keeping it 100. See, people love me because I tell the truth.
That's the truth.
He might be a leg man. Mm-hmm. You understand? And that, you know, I've been convicted of something that I didn't do, but I attempted to get a number, but I didn't get a number. You can be found guilty for that with your partner. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like he got the number, but probably haven't acted on it. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So I don't feel that he's guilty of that. You know what I'm saying? So that's my take on it. And the big button to smile is hard to let go.
So, but she said, so why is it though? She said, why is it
that we do this?
Yeah. Risk it all.
Because we don't sex up sometimes. We just sex down. You know what I'm saying? We don't have to, you don't have to be that, you know, because she's saying herself, I'm successful, I'm this, I'm that. Doesn't matter. Old girl have some time for me right now.
Oh.
You know, that's what I'm saying.
Oof. I hear you.
What you got, Grind?
Well, I mean, I'm in agreement with both of them as far as definitely, you know, you put your attributes up there and you listed your attributes, you know, to a certain extent. However, it could be, like she said, maybe it's some humility that he's seeing her. You know, you see her being raggedy, which is not necessarily probably because her man got at him, but because she's hurt. You know what I'm saying? She lashed out at the woman. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I do believe that, you know, got time for him. Maybe this other girl does humble herself before him. And put him on a pedestal that you may not put him on because of your success. You know what I mean? That plays into a man's ego. You know, everybody not grounded, you know what I'm saying? Especially grounded in Christ, to whereas they don't need that type of we was talking about this the other day. You was talking about this actually on your show, Words of Affirmation.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Maybe you're not building him up. Maybe she is building him up because you so busy talking about what you got and what you doing. You know, y'all not married. So, and if he say he ain't slept with it and you can't prove it, then it would just, to me, you should just have a discussion with him, you know, and talk about it, you know, to see what's missing or why did he do it. Ask him, why is he talking to her? You know what I mean? On the other end, you ask, why do men risk it all? Because it is a risk, whether you talk to her or not, it is a risk. It sometimes, it's with, I don't call it what he called it, but the eye of the tiger, he just thirsty. He just thirsty, or he wants some because she got a big butt. You know, you know what I'm saying? It could be that. And then also it could be that he can't, like she said, like Dominique said, he can't handle. Maybe he can't handle, you know, the fact that you are this, who you say you are. But I can't say that that's the case with you because he's still in it with you.
Yeah.
He's still in it with you. You know, I would just suggest that you talk to him. You know, I will say this though, and this is where anybody, whether it's a man or a woman, temptation is out there.
Oh yeah.
Temptation is out there, and if you're not grounded enough to withstand the temptation, we all can fall.
Yeah.
You know, if a man is not grounded and he has no sense of moral values within him, then he's subject to do anything. You know, and until y'all are married, you know, it's a possibility that he gonna mess with somebody else. You know, if you're this successful woman that you say you are and you loyal to him, then to be honest, you shouldn't even be talking to him about this girl. What you should be talking about is, do he plan on making you his wife? That's the question that needs to be raised. because then he should be obligated to be loyal to you and only you. That's how I feel about it.
And hold on before you say that, I got a question too, right? She's saying it's a risk, right? Mm-hmm. But how you know that it's a risk to him?
To him,
you know what I'm saying? He might like, you know.
So you know what? And I'm glad that you brought that up because what that says is I'm glad of this though. She says it's a risk because she knows her value.
Exactly.
So that's good. That's a good thing too. But in the same token, what he's saying is, you know your value, but if he don't see that value in you, it may not be that much of a risk to him.
That's right.
And that's why I'm saying the conversation that they should be having should be one that goes beyond just him talking to some other girl. Yeah. It should be, what is our future in this relationship?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And one thing she got to find out, I mean, not find out, but men, we let a lot of things, a lot of stuff go, right? Things that we don't get in return that we give, we kind of like let it go and we let it build up. And some things we shouldn't. But what comes to play is when somebody else give us that what we missing, and now we don't know how to act sometimes when that occurs. You know, so
it is quite interesting. You know, when you kind of look at it like through a lens. She did mention that she knew at least three other women that kind of like go through the same kind of situation. And when you think about it, you know, the funny thing about relationships, especially as you get older, people hop into these relationships without, there's something called trauma bonding, right? There's a lot of people that has not healed from past trauma, but they would hop into another relationship without even addressing their past trauma or their past triggers and things like that, right? Yeah. A lot of men do, quote unquote, risk it all with the woman that's successful and loyal and everything like that because that other woman probably connects with him on a certain level of trauma. You know what I'm saying? He can bear with her, he can be bare with her and tell her about his childhood or why he's looking for a job or things like that. He can't do that with his woman because his woman's so successful, they're not matching each other's. Yes. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, trauma bonding is a real thing. And I really feel like if people took the time to really seek therapy, seek God, seek prayer, to fix that trauma before hopping into another relationship, that would kind of limit why a lot of men do that.
Man, I never heard of that, trauma bonding.
The real thing. The real thing.
I'm glad you brought that to life.
Yeah. So I would just say, young lady, I wouldn't just view it as a man thing. It's a people thing. Men and women hop into relationships without addressing the urges and things like that from past relationships. If you know that you're not ready to fully commit to this woman, that you still have issues with talking to women and things like that, address that before you, I ain't gonna say waste her time, but address that before coming to something serious because this woman is looking for you to marry her. So now she's questioning why most men do this. No, it's most people. Most people don't tend to the trauma that they have from past relationships or past hurt. And they take that into relationships. So when a relationship is over, they just chop that as another relationship that didn't work.
Oh, yeah, we call that baggage, right?
So,
yeah, okay.
Well, I think we all just need to evaluate that before we move forward and saying why people, because everybody's tempted, men and women.
Yep. And know your partner thirst level, right? If you know your partner, have a problem, every time some thick walk his way, he turn around like this, you smack on the head. Know that his thirst level is pretty high.
Thirst
level.
know
what I'm saying? Yeah. So know your partner thirst. And with women, you got women, you could be riding down the street. A cop pull up right next to you with the big rims, bumping music. Just watch her neck. Just watch it. Soon as she just get that first, let her out.
we got a comment from one of our viewers I want to read on that. Giselle versus Shakira. Shout out Giselle.
What's up, Giselle?
It say this. It says looks don't matter that much. Obviously, it's the vibe, the thrill of something new and hidden, and it's the P that they want. You know what I'm saying? She say she's worried about the wrong things. And having multiple kids and less money than you don't make someone raggedy. That is true. That was harsh. But we probably her emotions speaking.
Yeah.
She say the chick would be considered raggedy for willingly being a sad piece, and not having enough self-esteem or self-respect for herself. He is obviously a cheater, and that's his problem, not hers. Don't blame yourself for someone who is not loyal and can't appreciate what you offer.
Okay.
So I fell on that. Appreciate that. Shout out Giselle.
Right. Well, Last thing, Dominique, if this was your friend, what advice would you give her, your homegirl?
I mean, you know, the typical female thing would be to say evil, you know what I'm saying? But you know, I don't know the full picture.
Yeah.
I don't know, like you said, if she got some trauma or he got some trauma or is it a situation where they have 10, 15 years invested?
Yep.
I mean, I don't know if they've known each other for a week. I mean, it's a lot left out there. So I don't really want to offer her no advice other than to do some, you know, some self-reflection. You know what I mean? Make sure you're not the problem. I'm not saying that even if she is doing something wrong, I'm not saying that he had a hall pass to do whatever he wanted to do. That's not what I'm saying. But I am saying that, you know, maybe she should do some self-reflection, see if it's something that I'm doing that could possibly pushing him in another direction. You know, but because you know, we so quick to point the finger at somebody else first before we actually do some self, you know, evaluating and make sure that we're not, you know, the weapon formed against ourselves, not allowing us to prosper. And so, yeah, I mean, I'm kind of leave that alone. No, she gonna have to figure that out. I don't know. Yeah, I ain't gonna tell her leave him. I ain't gonna tell her to stay.
Yeah, well, hopefully, young lady, wherever clearly you're in Chicago, talking about squares. So hopefully you took some advice that was said here and you can apply it. I'm sure you're gonna write back to us and let us know what happened with that. Okay. All right, Grind. Let's shout out to the plug real quick before we get out here.
Man, shout out to the plug.
Indeed.
Shout out to the plug. The Pursuit of Moving Forward, the sequel.
Yep.
By our very own Reggie Moving Forward.
Indeed.
Where can they find the book at, bro?
Anywhere on Amazon, man. I got some copies. Like, I'm actually doing something really big coming up in about a month or so. So I'll let that out a little bit later. But yeah, Amazon is a very near and dear book about my life. So.
Most definitely. Moolah Monster Collections.
Yes.
The latest and greatest in urban apparel. What can they find yet?
And go check moolahmonster.com. You can come and get tickets to here.
Yeah, it is.
Here, live audience. Come check us out. $10. You know what I'm saying? Y'all want to be here? Ask questions? Come on through. moolahmonster.com.
There it is. Of course, you can find me at Holy Ground on IG and all streaming platforms. Get in tune, Holy Ground. We got some new stuff on the way coming up. Nice. But if you ain't in tune, man, check out Fall Down by Holy Ground. Holy Ground, Fall Down. And SIT was my last project. Make sure y'all get in tune with that Sin, Repent, Travail. It'll be a blessing for you to chime in, see what's to it. All streaming platforms. I don't care what it is. If it's Tidal, Apple Music, YouTube, whatever you use, Amazon, you can find it on there.
And he went gold. Tell him about you went gold.
That part.
Yes,
get in tune, stay in tune. Shout out to the plug.
Shout out to the plug. Once again, let's give a hand clap for Dominique. You're part of the family now.
Yes,
so it ain't no way around it. So from now on, you just pull up. Whatever we doing, just pull up. You ain't even got to ask, can I just come on through? You and husband, you know what I'm saying?
All right, y'all can give me a mic.
Say less. You got it. Yes. Look, we are so honored to have you here. This is the beginning, you know, there's so much going on in our world. You know, we got a new president and everything, you know, we'll talk about all that on the next show. But above all, man, please be safe out there. All right. Be sure to follow us, TOTB_show on YouTube, TOTB the dopest on IG, Facebook. Look, man, I hope y'all ready for this year. All right. You see who we got here, right? So, yeah. With that, we are
thinking outside the box.
We'll see y'all next time, man.
See, things have come to head, time out for scare you, scary route today. And follow us down Courage Lane, they cages in, break down the gates. We want all the smoke, like we chiefin' on a pound a day, but not talking intoxicating rage, not intoxicating tragic.